So the Santa Rosa, California mission is the best mission. It has really cool qualities. For one thing, it's huge. It's a humongous mission. So it goes from San Francisco all the way up to the Oregon border and then as far east as Sacramento and then the coast. So it's huge. It's like 7 hours long. And it has the redwoods, which if you're not familiar with the redwoods, they're humongous trees. Like they have made holes where you can drive through the trees. They're huge, and they're only in Northern California, only in our mission. So that's a really cool thing if you ever get to serve up in like Ukiah, Eureka area. Another cool thing is Benicia, California, which was actually my third area. It used to be the capital of California once upon a time. So there's an old Capitol building, and there's a lot of history in that little town, and it's really cool. It's right there on the bay, like right there on the bay. It's actually across the bay from Concord. Another cool thing is in the California Santa Rosa mission, you can go to 3 different temples throughout your time, depending on what area you're served in. So if you're in like the south part of the mission, you go to the Oakland temple, and if you're on the east side, you go to the Sacramento temple, and if you're in the north area, then you go to the Portland, Oregon temple. So if you serve in all these areas, you can go to 3 different temples while you're a missionary, which is just so cool. I think that's a unique thing that not many missionaries can talk about. We also get to go to temples, which a lot of missions don't even get to go to the temple throughout their whole mission. So that's another unique thing. We go every other transfer. At least that's what it was when I was a missionary. Every mission president's different. Also, we have iPads in our mission, and the Santa Rosa, California mission was actually the first mission in the whole world to ever have iPads. We were like the pilot mission that was trusted with these devices, and we were told when we got the iPads that we were given these iPads because we were the most obedient mission in the world. And so that was a huge compliment as well as a huge responsibility, because iPads as a missionary can be dangerous if you allow them to be. Just like the apostles always say, technology is great if you use it in the right way. iPads are great as a missionary if you use it in the right way. I was blessed. I actually got out into the mission field about 4 months after we got iPads. So I had heard the rumors and the horror stories of taking the paper area books and transferring them into the iPads. They had to like individually type in every single lesson, every single address, every single person. It took like months. It was a huge time consumption. It was something that they had to do day in and day out. I luckily got there after all of that was done, so I got to enjoy the blessings of an iPad without any of the work, so that was great. And you'll do the same. Obviously, the iPads have been in the mission for like 3.5 years now. Okay, so in our mission, there are 6 stakes. There's the Napa stake, the Davis stake, San Rafael, Santa Rosa, Ukiah, and Eureka. And in those stakes, we have 1 to 2 zones depending. And for the most part, as far as religion goes in Northern California, there are a lot of people, surprisingly, coming from Oklahoma. I lived in the Bible Belt, so everybody was Baptist. But coming out to California, a lot of people don't even have a belief in Christ. There was a lot of atheists. There was a lot of agnostics. If you don't know what that is, I didn't really know what it was before my mission, so don't worry. Agnostics are actually people that believe that whatever you believe is good for you, but everybody has their own thing, and like they don't really know what they believe or if there's a God. They don't believe there is, and they don't believe there isn't. They just kind of believe that life is, and whatever your belief is good for you, then that's great, and that there's not really one true church. So agnostics are very prevalent in Northern California. You meet them a lot. A lot of times you meet them and they say that they're agnostic, but really they just aren't religious. They don't really have an opinion. And then you'll meet some atheists. I met some interesting people on my mission. There was one guy I met in my first area. He actually took like an hour and a half of our time. We were street contacting, and he found out we were missionaries, and he just took an hour and a half of our time just asking us questions like, if God is so powerful, can he create a fire that he himself can't burn out? Just things that you just hear from people that they're just so knowledgeable that they're like, oh, let me think of really cool questions to ask these missionaries. And those kind of people, I mean, they're interesting to talk to, but don't waste your time on them. You're on the Lord's errand, and those people aren't prepared. They're not ready to hear the gospel. But they're fun to meet, and you just got to be kind to them and just listen to their questions. If I could redo my mission, I don't know that I would change a lot. Something that I'm really grateful that we did as missionaries that I think was really successful, and the most success I ever had on my mission, was when we were serving. We weren't talking to them about the Book of Mormon. We weren't talking to them about Jesus Christ, but we were living the gospel. We were being examples of Jesus Christ and what he stands for. And through those service opportunities, people asked, they're like, who are you? Like, why are you taking hours out of your day to come and serve me? I had a pretty neat experience. In my first area, I actually taught a man, his name was Bear, and his wife Terry was a less active member. She had joined the church many years ago and wasn't ever really had a testimony. She got baptized because of a guy that she liked, and she never really had a testimony. So they were pretty much both not members. And Bear was really interesting. He actually used to be a motorcycle outlaw. He would ride with the Hells Angels and all these other people. He had a very, very colorful and interesting past. But he and Terry, at the time when we met them, they were actually motorcycling Christians, I guess you would call them. I don't know exactly the title, but they would ride with the Hells Angels and all these outlaws, and they would teach them about Christ. And that was really cool, but at the same time, Bear was actually a Baptist minister. He had gone to school to be a Baptist minister. Coming from Oklahoma, I knew that Baptists, they don't always particularly like Mormons or think that Mormons are even Christian. So that was interesting. But we were able to go to their house. They were both older. Bear was around 67, 68, and Terry was like 53 or 54. And they actually needed help. Terry had a disability when she was younger. She actually had chemical poisoning, and so she couldn't clean. She couldn't really be around a lot of smells. It would irritate her. And so we would come to her house and we would clean. We'd clean her bathrooms. We'd clean her house. We'd do yard work. And we actually had the elders that were in Petaluma with us. They would come and help us weed eat and mow. And through those little acts of service, Terry opened her heart to listening to the missionaries. Bear had an interest, and we were teaching Bear, and Bear actually got baptized while I was in that area. But about 6 months after I left the area, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's, and Terry had to start taking him to church. And so through going to church with him every Sunday, she started to gain a testimony, and her heart was softened slowly. And eventually they both went to the temple. They went to the temple about a month after I got home. So Bear was baptized May of 2014, and then in July of 2015, they both went to the temple and they received their endowments together. And that was really cool because I feel like that wouldn't have happened if it hadn't been for service, if it hadn't been for not throwing the gospel down Terry and Bear's throat, but just being what Christ would be, serving and helping them and respecting their boundaries. In all of my areas, that was the most success I ever had, was when I served people. Not when I pushed the gospel on them or constantly tried to get them to like schedule lessons with us, but we just loved them, we served them, and we just tried to be as Christ-like as we could. And I feel like in any mission in the world, but I know mostly about the Santa Rosa mission, when you just love them and serve them, that's when you'll see success, and that's when not only will their hearts change, but your heart will change as well. So I started out in Petaluma, which is just south of Santa Rosa, which is the mission home. It's about 15 minutes south. And I served there. I entered the MTC December 4th, 2013. And I entered the mission field December 27th, 2013. And I served there until the beginning of July of 2014. And then I went to Windsor, which was like 5 minutes north of Santa Rosa. It was in the Santa Rosa stake. And I served in Windsor from July of 2014 until November of 2014. And then I moved to Benicia, California, and I served there from November of 2014 until March of 2015. And then I moved to Vacaville, California, and I was in Vacaville, California from March of 2015 till June of 2015 when I went home.